solution for the weed model. How do you not end up with your 35-year-old in the basement? Well, of course, you've got to reverse everything we just talked about. You just have to make sure that you do everything you can to let your kids experience struggle, experience difficulty, experience things that are painful, and perhaps stretch them, and let them know they'll figure it out. They'll get through it. Of course, you're going to be there for them. You just don't have to then solve every problem. You don't have to protect them from problems. You want them to take on tasks that stretch them a bit, even if they don't want to, even if they think they're not ready. Because the reality is, we learn through experience. We don't learn through words. Speaking of which, that means you got to stop talking so much. Many of you are talking, constantly trying to solve problems, constantly coaching them, constantly sort of giving advice, which, while the intention is a good one, it undermines their self-esteem and confidence. Why? Because there's this constant message that somebody knows better than I do about my life. And the reality is, we all have to learn through experience those important psychological, emotional, sort of belief-based lessons. So stop talking so much. Stop doing so much. Give them responsibilities. Let them mess it up. Let there be consequences when they make mistakes. And for heaven's sakes, don't tell them they can sing when they can't sing. Don't tell them they're amazing at everything. Let them experience what they're good at. And again, be supportive, be loving, but don't include the hyperbole that creates this big ego. And finally, let them work for some stuff. If they want a new phone, let them have some skin in the game. They'll be much more careful. If they want new clothes, let them rake the yard, mow the yard, paint the basement room, help out around the house. Make sure that they have chores and responsibilities. Every bit of data would argue this is going to be good for your kids, good for your family. Do I want to see your son living in your basement or your daughter living at 35? Of course not. That's why I did this silly series of videos, because I'd like it to be sort of a wake-up call to some folks that, wow, you got to do this differently. Stop doing everything. Stop talking so much. Stop trying to fix everything. Stop presuming that your kids are incapable and weak and you have to do it for them. Instead, presume competence, and then let that lead your decision making. Now, if you've been in a situation where for years you've been feeding into that, yeah, they aren't going to be happy when you change your business model, so to speak, the business of parenting. But that's okay. Let them be unhappy. They'll figure it out. You've just got to figure out how to consistently stay on track with nurturing strength, which comes through experience, a sense of competence, which also comes through experience, a sense of independence, which comes through experience. You're getting a handle on this, right? It's really making sure they have the experiences that allow for growth, that allow for learning, and life will then begin to flow. I have lots of articles on my website around these core issues and how to help nurture healthy, strong, independent, capable children and young adults. I encourage you to check it out at drrandycale.com. But if you'd like to consult with me and you've got some questions, feel free to reach out to my assistant and set up a time. Most of my practice now is devoted to neurofeedback and helping clients with neurofeedback. Children, adults with ADD, anxiety, panic attacks, OCD, anxiety, depression, sleep issues, virtually all the ways that the brain becomes dysregulated. Neurofeedback is a tool that helps with that dysregulation. And that's where I devote most of my efforts, working with families who are doing neurofeedback, either with the children or adults who are working on themselves. So if you're interested in any of those services, feel free to set up a time with me. Again, call my assistant, or you can find a Calendly link on my website at drrandycale.com or at Capital District Neurofeedback. I hope you found this video series humorous, interesting, and perhaps stimulating. Take care.